Welcome, this is a video to show you how to make a scarf using one of my fibre batts. So this is the kind of scarf that you can make. This one's got a little bit of tinsel in it. So basically to make one of these you'd need like a 50-gram batt. So this one's called Granite and is $19 and is 58 grams. So that will easily do you a scarf around about 150 centimetres in length, dependent on how long you like your scarves. So you can buy my fibre batts at my Etsy shop. So you can buy all of my fibre batts there, and also the National Wool Museum in Geelong also stock them as well. So this is my fibre batt, and basically what you need to make a scarf is a length of bubble wrap and an old towel and a cloth, a plastic bag, a little bit of net, just like old net curtain, or a piece of fly wire, and a small piece of noodle. So you can usually get these in the swimming section at Clark Rubber or Big W or Target, and they're usually about $3 for a 2-metre length. Some rubber bands, just some dishwashing liquid, and an old milk bottle with just some holes just punched in the lid. So you don't need any flashy equipment, so I've just put those over here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll start laying out the batt. So this is a fibre batt that you'll get from me. Now if you get it sent in the post, it will actually be a flat, packaged flat. So all you need to do is just get all of the fibre out of the packet and just unfold it. So you should see that it comes as like a blanket of fibre, if you like. So basically what you need to do is just tear off a section like so. I'll just put this to one side. And what you need to do is just take the very end of the fibres and just pull a section of fibre out of the batt. So, and basically what you do is just lay it down onto the bubble wrap. Now I want quite a sort of wide scarf, so I'm going to make this around about near 15 centimetres wide. And what you do is you just pull out the fibres like so and just slightly overlap them like that. So if you find it difficult grabbing the fibres like that, then what you can do is actually put the fibre down onto the side and just use the heel of your palm and just pull a section out like so. But so whatever works for you really. So I'm just laying this fibre out, and it will look quite thick when you're actually laying the fibres out, but as soon as you put water onto the fibres they flatten right down. So the bubble wrap I've got here on the table is actually bubble side up, but it doesn't really matter which side you do that on, because the effect that you get at the end is the same. So I'm just laying all these fibres out. So again, just ripping off a section of the batt. Like so. So we'll probably speed up the process here. What you can do is you can do a second layer in the same direction. So you'll get the fibres, so the design, you'll see the fibres go in one direction on both sides. The other thing that you can do is you can lay out the fibres horizontally this time. So you'll see here, I made this scarf before, so on one side the fibres are laid out horizontally and then vertically as well. So you've got two different styles to the scarf. So it really depends on what sort of style that you like. And they all felt differently, so you get a different look. So alpaca, when it's felted, has quite a hairy sort of surface on top of the felt, whereas merino you get like a tighter, more compact sort of felt, and it's smoother. That I made earlier, you can see has a little bit of tinsel in it, so that's quite nice, and also it's got little flecks of black silk as well, which creates a nice contrast. So I've laid the two layers out there. So what you do next is you just lay your hands on the fibres and just flatten them down like so. So you can see here that I haven't used all of my batt, so I've got a little bit left over. So you can make that for another project, so you can make that into beads if you wanted to. So I just push the fibres together like so. There we go. So what you do next is you just get your net curtain. Today I'm going to use this fly wire. So basically what you do is you just lay the fly wire down, or your net, whatever you decide to use. And you get your milk bottle and you fill it up with like hand hot water. So sort of don't, not so hot that you burn yourself, but just hot enough for your hands. So and you put a little squirt of dishwashing soap in the water. So there we go. So you can see that wasn't a lot really. And then you just put the lid on and just shake the water and the soap over the fibres like so. Until they're quite saturated, because you don't want any dry fibres. And you just get your plastic bag and you just push the water through the fibres. So you can see that, so it's lathering up quite nicely. And any bits of, any sections that remain quite puffy means that it needs just a little bit more water because it's still dry. So you can see there that that's flattened quite nicely right down. And the reason why you use a bag just whilst you're rubbing the water and the soap through the fibres is if I didn't use the bag, all of the fibres will come up through the net. And we don't really want that. We want them to remain underneath the net. So that's that section done there. So just gently peel back the fibres, and if there's any dry sections, like there's a little bit of a dry section there, so just put a little bit more water on there and get your plastic bag and just make sure that the water and the soap's all through those fibres. And then just gently pull back your net. Like so. And you can see the beginnings of your lovely felted scarf. Now just do that again for this other side. Just get that out of the way. So you don't need loads and loads of water. Some people think felting, you know, there's water everywhere and everything's saturated, but that's not the case at all. Just pull that back gently. And there we go. So you can see already your very early felt. Now, if I was just to dry this like it is, it wouldn't actually, if you were to wear it, it wouldn't actually last very long because it needs more felting. So just to hurry that process, what you need then is this is called a woggle, and if you just put it at the end of your scarf and bubble wrap, and then just roll the whole thing up. Like so. And then you hear my chatty bird in the background, Mango. the rubber bands, just either end of the scarf, the width of the scarf. And then what I like to do is actually have my scarf on the table whilst I roll. So basically what you do is you just put your hands on the bubble wrap like so and just roll backwards and forwards. And what this does is it makes the fibres feel even more. So you do this for a couple of minutes until you've done about 100 rolls, just as a guide. Okay, and when you've done around about 100 rolls, which that wasn't really, you take off your elastic bands. Like so. And just put them to one side. If you just put the towel just to one side as well, and just unroll the scarf and have a quick look at it. So at this stage what you're checking for is just to see that there's no creases. You don't really want any creases in your scarf. So pull that bubble wrap straight. Like so. And what you'll see also is the shrinkage. So this is at a very early stage, but this has already started shrinking. So this will shrink by about a quarter of its original size. So you know when it's shrunk by about a quarter, then you don't actually need to felt anymore. The other way you can test is if the fibres, if you can't lift the fibres up like that, if you can't pinch and lift the fibres like that, then you know the fibres have all interlocked and you don't actually need to do any more rolling. So I'm happy with that. There's no creases there at all. So you just do the same thing again. But this time, what I'm going to do is I'll roll it up from the other end. So I'll roll from this end this time, and that way you actually get like an even shrinkage. So again, I'll take my towel. And then just put it here. And my elastic bands, and then this time we're going to roll for a longer period of time. So usually at this stage what I'll do is I'll put some music on for 15 minutes. And this time I'll just wrap the towel around the whole thing, just to catch any drips or water that just comes out the end when you're rolling. Okay, so I've been rolling for about 15 minutes. So I will just roll this. To one side, and let's have a look. So you can see the way that the bubble wrap is all bunched up, and that's because you can see that it's shrinking. So the scarf was the same length as the table, and you can see how much that shrunk already. So that's really good. So I just lift that up and straighten the bubble wrap out, like so. And I can see there that there's still some fibre movement, so you can still pick up some fibres, but not that many. So that's felting quite nicely now. So what I'm going to do now is just towel out that hot water and soap that I put in there before. So if you just put your towel on there and just dab your hands along there, that will just take the excess water and soap out. And then if you just put some hot water and soap on it again, don't need any net or anything this time, and then just roll up the scarf again. And then just put your elastic bands either side again and just roll again for another 15 minutes. Okay, so now I've been rolling for about 15 minutes. So just have a quick look at how it's looking. Yep, so I'm quite happy with the way that that shrunk. So that shrunk quite a bit, and I'm happy to leave it at that. Doesn't have to be exactly on a quarter, so I'll try and pick some of the fibres off. So you can see there that it's quite difficult to pick the fibres up. So I'm happy with that. So what you do next is you just get some cool water and just squeeze out the water, the excess soap, and just put it in that warm water, sorry, not cold, warm. And just squeeze the water and soap out, like so. And then just drop the scarf on the table, and what that does is it actually shocks the wool and makes it shrink just a little bit more. So we'll just unfold this. And then what you can do is just rinse it out in cool water when you're happy with how it shrunk, and you can leave it on a towel to dry. And then when it's dry, what you can do is you can just iron it, preferably with a cotton cloth over the top, just on your wool with a steam setting on your iron, and it will come out really nicely and will come out like this. So that's your scarf. And to wash it, you just need to wash it in cool water. If you spill something down it, you're just washing it in cool water. You can use wool detergent if you need to, and then just put it on a towel to dry out of the sun. So that's how you make a scarf with one of my batts. So I hope you liked that video, and if you'd like